You can measure the size of an elephant. You can clock the speed of a cheetah, but you can't quantify the heart of a kings, queens, and in-betweens. Welcome to Dr. Boxing Talk. Stream starts now.
If I tell you I'm good, probably you'll say I'm boasting. If I tell you I'm no good, you know I'm lying.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What it do? What it do? Good morning, beautiful people. What it do? What it do? What it do? I don't know what's up with my thing. I think it has my thumbnail messed up for whatever reason, but that's YouTube's business. They got to go through that, man. Happy good morning to y'all, man. What it do? The doctor's in the house. Oh, yes, sir. Early on the what's it? Thursday morning. Wonderful Thursday morning. Hopefully everybody's doing good out there. Wonderful Thursday morning, bright and early and bright. Fix this real quick. All right, man. So, we have quite a bit to talk about. If we didn't, then I want to be here with it, right? So, let's get right. Hold on. All right, man. And shout out to y'all too, man. We just hit 1,550 subscribers, man. We need a lot more, but this is a good. We on a good track. We on a good track, man. 1,500 on the way to 15 million. You feel me? But yeah, so let's before we start off with the show, let's start off with the show. Let's start off with the show how we always do, man, with a prayer. So please join me and bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this wonderful day that we woke up to receive, Lord, and all your blessings that we received, Lord. Those blessings that sometimes go unnoticed, sometimes go underappreciated, sometimes go under the radar, Lord. Let us appreciate those small blessings, because the small blessings are often large blessings. We just don't treat them as such, Lord. Because with a grateful heart and appreciative spirit, that welcomes more blessings, Lord. And we all know that we want those, Lord. Please give us the strength and the compassion and the emotional ability to not only be aware of our own needs and desires, but also those of others, and treat everybody how we would like to be treated, Lord. There's a basic principle to live our lives, Lord. Please, if we're going through any physical ailments, emotional stresses, mental stresses, or financial hardships, Lord, please let today be the beginning of a bright and wonderful future as far as recovering from those deficiencies, Lord, that or things that we perceive as deficiencies, Lord, and let us find our strength in our weaknesses, because when we are feeling weak, that's when we depend on you, and you can do anything, Lord. Through you, everything is possible, and you are willing to give us the best path and put us on the best path as long as we are willing to accept it. Through Jesus' name, thank you, Lord. Amen. 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 All right, let's get it, man. So I woke up this morning, early this morning, before I got my little workout in, and I saw what I saw was crazy, man. I saw, of course, big Turki Alalshikh and Canelo have been going through their little thing, and it's been well documented. Turki Alalshikh wants Canelo to essentially fall in line, and do what he wants, and which is not necessarily a bad thing because Big Turk has been putting on, but Canelo's like, no, I'm my own man. I don't need to do what somebody else tells me. Yo, is my stream messing up? Hold on, chat. Hold on. Yo, I don't know what's going on right now, bro. It said my broadcast ended, but then it's showing that it didn't end. I don't think it ended. I think this thing is just tripping. Hold on.
I decided if I wanted to.
Okay, now we're good. So why does it keep showing? I'm about to get mad. I ain't gonna lie. Like, what's up with YouTube this morning, bro? It's like showing the same thing multiple times, and it's not showing what's. All right, whatever. Hopefully it'll figure itself out. But anyway, so it's well documented that yo, what's good, Edwin, what's good, bro? I'm good here. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. Edwin in the building. But yeah, so of course, Turki Alalshikh, he's telling Canelo, hey man, I sent you an offer, go check it out, come holla at me, and he expects him to be compliant. And then Canelo, he's his own man, he's his own boss, El Jefe, he does what he wants. So he said it's working. Appreciate it, bro. Thank you for letting me know. So yeah, so and they had their little, I wouldn't even call it a little dispute because it was so quick. Canelo just laughed at it. I thought Canelo handled it well. And while I do like what Big Turki Alalshikh is doing for boxing, and I would like for Turk to make those fights like he's been making Crawford and Madrimov and Bivol and Beterbiev and Tyson Fury and Usyk and all the other ones, the 5v5 events. I would like to let him help facilitate the Canelo versus Benavidez or Canelo and Crawford fight. But as far as how it goes, I do agree that Canelo is in the driver's seat. I don't care who it is, because at the end of the day, he's a face of boxing, and traditionally, how the face of boxing goes, the face of boxing does what they want. Whether you agree to it or not. And I'm a big fan and proponent of people getting what they deserve. And whether you like Canelo, I'm not saying that I agree with everything he does, because I would like for him to fight Dave Benavidez more than anybody. But at the same time, I'm more of a fan of people earning your position and reaping the fruits of your labor and harvesting the fruits of your labor. So he's in that position because he earned it. And so if he doesn't want to fight Terrence Crawford, who is considered, in my opinion, a lose-lose situation, a lose-lose proposition, a catch-22, then he don't have to fight him. You know what I'm saying? And like I said yesterday, it's not that it's the same situation. Come in.
Can you sign Jennifer's phone if we're not back in time?
I can sign it?
Yeah.
Okay. No problem. Drive safely. Good morning. So I'm blocked from streaming. That's why I didn't let me join for a week. Oh, why? What happened? Why are you blocked from streaming? What'd you do? Why are you blocked from streaming, bro? But yeah, so so Canelo fighting Crawford, it's a lose-lose situation because Crawford is a smaller guy, and anybody with common sense understands that, and I rock with Terrence Crawford, and I like Canelo as well documented, and I think that Crawford is doing the right thing by chasing Canelo if that's what he wants, and then also going for undisputed at 154 if that's what he wants, but at the same time, I saw an interview yesterday where he was like, it kind of hurt him that that Canelo doesn't want to fight him, and it killed his motivation or damage his motivation. And I'm like, Terrence Crawford, you got to be honest, because Teofimo is not as accomplished as Terrence Crawford, but Terrence Crawford is very accomplished. Probably the most accomplished in the sport. Between him and Naya Inoue and Usyk right now, they're the three most accomplished. Canelo is probably the fourth most accomplished. but he's also the face of boxing, so that carries its own weight too. But Teofimo, he's not as accomplished as them, but he's also accomplished in his own right, being a lineal champion, being a unified champion. So if he thinks it's ridiculous to fight Teofimo because Teofimo is coming up 2 weight divisions to fight him, then you have to understand why it's ridiculous for Canelo to fight you. If you're coming up 2 weight classes to fight him, you got to realize that he does nothing. You do nothing for his legacy, just like Teofimo does nothing for yours. Now, Terrence Crawford, the reason why he's more of a threat and more justified because he's a 2-time undisputed. You know what I'm saying? And I believe because I believe that Terrence Crawford is phenomenal. I believe that he's an all-time great. I don't think Teo's an all-time great, but I think Terrence Crawford is. And the fact that I even think that he's able to potentially have a path to victory against Canelo is a testament to his greatness. However, I think Canelo would win, but I do think Terrence Bud Crawford is a chance, and I think it's intriguing. I don't think Terrence Crawford versus Teofimo is intriguing at all. I think Teofimo mops the floor with him. But at the benchmark of it being 2 weight divisions from accomplished fighters chasing somebody that's 2 weight divisions above them, it's a very similar situation. So so with that being said, I don't mind Canelo not fighting Bud Crawford, because if he beats Bud, they're just gonna say, oh, he's supposed to beat him because Bud is a much smaller guy. If he loses to Bud, they're gonna say that he's even more of a fraud than they already call him. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta understand. And same with Terrence Crawford. If Terrence Crawford beats Teofimo, they're gonna say that he was a smaller guy. It doesn't matter, and then say he doesn't belong in the ring with him. But then if he loses, then it just hurts him. They're gonna say, he only beat Damaged Goods and Errol Spence. He only beat Sean Porter at the end of his career. So they're just going to knock him. There's nothing to gain as far as legacy. So everybody with a brain should understand that, be able to comprehend that. My boy B-Dog in the building. I'm glad the video playing in the background of my stream for all that Ali Rivera video. Oh, yeah, I saw that, man. I don't understand, because I see people play videos in the background all the time. And I see people like go and review videos. So I don't understand what keeps people... I'm not quite sure what gives copyright strikes, and now that's why I don't play. You rarely see me play anything. If I do play something, it's like a 10-second clip, because I see people play whole interviews on their stream while they're reviewing it, and I see them streaming again like nothing happened. But then, if I play like a 8-second clip of a song, they'll copyright me. So I don't know. I don't really understand that. So that's why I just stay away from it. Justin in the building. Grand rising, B-Dog. Top of the morning to your brethren, Justin. Yes, sir, man. So, but with that being said, man, I think that I would still like to see Canelo versus Crawford, because I think it's intriguing, because I think Crawford has a chance to win. But people have to understand that as far as legacy goes, it does nothing. So unless Canelo's old Cinnamon's getting heavily compensated for it, it doesn't make sense to fight him. Same with Terrence Crawford. Unless he's getting heavily compensated for it, it makes no sense for him to fight Teofimo or even Boots, because he's past those divisions. You know what I'm saying? Boots makes a little more sense because he's only 1 division below, but still he's on to bigger and better things. So we gotta understand that. Now if Teofimo or Boots got a championship, got a belt at 154, then it will make sense, because he stated that he wants to get undisputed, and that's so that there's that right there. But I will say this still, Crawford, because he's so accomplished, that's what makes him versus Canelo intriguing, and we believe that he could do it because he's such a beast. But yeah, I think Canelo still wins. That's not a knock on Terrence Crawford. I just think that size does play a factor, and Canelo is much more massive, and I think people are underestimating how skilled he is. A lot of people say, oh, Canelo just comes forward. He just comes forward. Well, if he just comes forward, he wouldn't be the face of boxing. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't have beat Triple G if he just came forward. He wouldn't have beat Sugar Shane Mosley or Miguel Cotto, who are also Hall of Famers, if he just came forward. So we got to give credit where credit is due. But anyway, so all that being said, Canelo wasn't compliant with Turki Alalshikh. So Turki, he bit back. He took it personal, and like I said, as he should. The only knock I would say is that Turki is like a big sponsor for boxing. He's putting on for boxing, but I don't think I'm not a big fan of a monarchy or a dictatorship or a tyranny. So, but everything Turki has done so far has been great for boxing. I've been loving it. But at the same time, I don't think everybody should, like Terrence Crawford said, kiss the ring or bend to your will, because people put in a lot of work before Turki came into the picture. You know what I'm saying? And you got to respect that as well. And I think that while he is putting on big events, he can't expect that everybody is motivated by money alone, you know what I'm saying, to the same extent as everybody else. Like Canelo has been the top dog, so he has a big bankroll. That doesn't mean that he doesn't want to get more money, but his desire for more money doesn't mean that he's going to do whatever somebody wants him to tell him, because he can still make a substantial amount of money doing what he wants, as he's been doing. So I like the fact that Canelo stood his ground. I like the fact that Turkey stood his ground and came out to talk trash, because a lot of people feel the same way. They reciprocate Big Turk's feelings, saying that, hey, Canelo don't want to take no challenges. Canelo is avoiding Benavidez. Now it's seemingly avoiding Terrence Crawford, and he's taking the easy route against, people like Berlanga. So, yeah, I get all that, man. I really think all this Boo hype are Spence fans. All this Boots hype are Spence fans after Bud beat him. That could Illuminati in the building. That could be right. Talk to a doc. You ready for the NFL today? Nah, I don't watch NFL, man. That's not how they did Colin Kaepernick. I don't watch it, man. Yeah, I'm not an NFL fan. I don't like how they blackball certain individuals. Yeah, but yeah, so I do think that. But what's funny is that Conor McGregor, what has came out and talked trash too. He said Canelo. He called Canelo a cornflake, and he said that Canelo doesn't sell, man. He said Canelo's only gonna do he does less than 300K pay-per-view buys, and he's gonna get squashed by the UFC fight, right? Because UFC is having Turki Alalshikh is sponsoring or has a partnership with a Riyadh endeavor with UFC on September 14th, the same night as Edgar Berlanga versus Canelo. And Canelo could have changed his date, but he said, no, that's my date. I'm doing what I want. So they're going head to head already. So, Turkey called him. There was a post where Big Turk posted saying that he's the face of boxing. So it's like, it's like how I talk about Oscar De La Hoya, right? Where I say that Oscar De La Hoya is a good promoter, but he seems like he still thinks he's a fighter. He always wants to fight all the fighters. He wants to fight Canelo. He wants to fight Rolly Romero. It's like, bro, you're not the fighter anymore, bro. And I feel like Big Turk kind of, by even calling himself the face of boxing, as a promoter or whatever you want to call him, as an influencer, a major influencer or a major contributor, they call themselves the face of boxing. It's crazy, bro. So I just think it's all funny, man. Like I said, I think I appreciate the entertainment value of it all. But yeah, so Conor McGregor, obviously having his masters or his owners and Dana White's back by trying to knock down Canelo because they're going head to head. So he definitely is playing on the battle between UFC and Canelo, and I think Canelo is going to do pretty good. I don't know how much he's going to sell, because Berlanga's not considered a formidable opponent. I mean, I'm interested in the fight because I think Berlanga, I'm not going to say he's deserving of it, but he's in a position to where he deserves it, right? He's ranked number 1, and this is the fight that we got, and it's going to revitalize a Puerto Rico versus Mexico rivalry, Mexicano versus Boricuas, right? So that's always a big rivalry right there culturally, and boxing is good at exploiting the cultural dynamics of the fighters. So I'm excited for it. I think Berlanga, he has a decent chance to win. I don't think he's going to win. I think Canelo's going to stop him, but it's still going to be interesting. Like the buildup was funny yesterday, and then not to mention that Canelo brought in some reinforcements, right? Canelo is notorious for having for not having the best undercards, right? Yeah. So this undercard is good. It has featuring Danny Swift Garcia making a return against Erislandy Lara, and it's his first time moving up to middleweight, even though I heard he's going to be at a catchweight at 157, which I think is terrible. I think that's trash. Bullshit! Yeah, I think that's weak as hell. So I don't know if that's true. That's what Angel Garcia says, is going to be at a catchweight. I think if you're at a catchweight, I mean, I know some catchweights are for titles, but I think it should disqualify you from the title. But anyway, he's going to be at 160. Then you got Rolly Romero returning against Jaimes, and then you got Caleb Plant with Trevor McCumbee. So they strengthened up the card, man. So they're really ready to go to battle, man. PBC is ready to go to battle with the UFC. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I think anytime you're fighting at a catchweight for a title, I think that's BS. Bullshit! Yo, Doc, why is it when we bring up Michael Vick, everyone talks about Dobbs, when we bring up Ben Roethlisberger, nobody brings up his essay, same position, same sport, just different. Exactly, yeah. That's another reason why I don't like it. Like I told you, I don't like the NFL. So that's something you got to deal with because you watch it. I don't tell anybody what to do, but I see that. I seen that. Not to mention how Brett Favre, stealing from all those people, how that was swept under the rug. So yeah, so nah. Yo, what up, Zeros? He said people were calling for Boots to fight both of these guys before they fought. Bud won, so they want to see that more now. People were calling for Boots to fight both of those guys before they fought. Bud won, so they want to see that more now. Ah, okay. People were calling for. Wait. So can you explain that, B-Dog? My bad. I'm kind of lost. You said people were calling for Boots to fight both of those guys. Which guys? What guys? No, not monetized. No, I'm not talking about your friend Edwin. I seen big streamers play videos, and kind of review it. So I'm not talking about small streamers. I'm talking about big streamers that I've seen do that, or larger streamers, I would say that are monetized. But you said people were calling for Boots to fight both those guys. Which guys? Serhii Bohachuk and Vergil Ortiz, or? Because I was talking, man. I be talking, and sometimes I get I talk so fast. Spence and Crawford. Oh yeah. People were calling for Boots. Yeah, facts. So people were calling for Boots once again. No disrespect, but undeservedly so, right? B-Dub. Like, I would like to see Boots versus Bud. Hell, I would like to see Boots versus Bud. I'd like to see Boots versus Spence, right? But remember the time, like you said, before they fought, right? They were calling for it. What is Spence known for? Like, I don't, like, that's the thing. I know people want their wants, have their wants and desires, but you can't look at a lion that eats zebra and then suddenly expect that same lion to eat vegetables because that's what you want at that moment. No, look at the history of the lion and you see, oh, the lion likes meat, so it's going to eat meat. Or another example, like, that's like you want, I don't know, like, you want something to not be itself. You want a dog not to bark or something like that. Like, so the reason why I say that is Spence doesn't take tune-ups. Spence fights champions. He's notorious for that. He just got his behind whooped by Bud Crawford, and what is he doing right now? He's fighting another champion. Spence only fights champions, bro. This has been the same for the longest. So if Boots is not a champion, why are we getting mad at Spence for not entertaining Boots? Boots doesn't do anything for Spence. I don't know why do we have to, like, maybe now he can, if he wasn't moving up to 154. Now it's different because he just came off a loss and he's trying to build himself back up. But what did he do? In typical Spence fashion, he went and fought another champion, because once he made it to a certain level, which is why he was so big and respected, he fought everybody. He fought Kell Brook, Sean Porter, Lamont Peterson, Terrence Bud Crawford, Mikey Garcia, champion. Now Fundora, another champion. So and then with Bud is the pound for pound talent. Spence is the pound for pound talent. Bud beat Spence, and he probably should have fought Jerome Boots Ennis, make an undisputed defense. But he decided not to, because remember, Spence had the rematch that he didn't get, that kind of threw him into limbo. But even before the rematch, what did they say? They said that if they did rematch, Spence wanted it at 154, and Bud was like, he don't know if he's gonna do it at 154. Then he decided to go for 154 because he was chasing Canelo. And what did he do ever since then? First, he wanted to fight Tim Tszyu. Why? Tim Tszyu had 2 belts at 154. Then when Tim Tszyu lost to Fundora, he wanted to fight Fundora because now Fundora had 2 belts. But Spence skipped the line. And remember that whole argument that they had where he was like, oh, you got to get in line, champ. And then Spence was like, oh, I don't do lines, champ. And then, it's an in-house PBC belt. So PBC put their guy in place to fight Fundora. So what did Terrence Crawford do? He pivoted. And now he fought Israel Madrimov, who, guess what? The common denominator, he's another champion at 154. So if he wouldn't have got him, I have 1,000 reasons to believe that if he wouldn't have got Israel Madrimov, he would have fought Bakhram Murtazaliev, the IBF champion at 154. So if Boots wants to fight these guys, you are the person with the desire. That's like me chasing them, I don't know. That's like me trying to chase somebody to get an interview with them or a meeting with them, and I'm expecting them to come to me. No, I'm the one that wants it. I'm the one that should be chasing. So if Boots wants to fight Bud or Spence, get a title at 154. It's just as simple as that. Like, so Boots is in no position. Let's just tell the truth. Boots is in no position to be demanding. Or no. I'll take that back. He's in a position. You could call out whoever you want, and I think he should. He's doing the right thing by calling out Bud and Spence and whoever else. But he's in no position to demand that. So when people say that, oh, Bud is ducking Boots, you're just emotional. because you're not looking at the history. Historically, he has been trying to fight champions at 154, and he's been adamant about that. He's been very vocal about that. So I don't know. People who say anything differently, they're just emotional, bro. Like, you just got to look at the history of people. I don't know why Boots can't move up and use his IBF title to get immediate time. Thank Boxing Talk. I said that 1,000 times. I said, bro, Boots is the IBF champion at 147. He could immediately get a fight with Bakram Murtazaliev, who's the IBF champion at 154. Why does he do that? Why aren't his fans that are saying that Bud is ducking him? Why don't they tell him to do that? Because either they're unaware, or they're just selectively accepting information. You know, maybe they are that ignorant and unaware, and it's oblivious to them. But just because you got your head in the sand, you can keep your head in the sand, but that doesn't mean that the world around you is not moving because you don't know it. Come on, man. He said, put yourself at 54 sweepstakes. So many names. Exactly. Another name that people want to fight. I don't want them to fight because I think it's too early, but they want Vergil Ortiz and Boots to fight. Vergil Ortiz is at 154. So why don't that fight happen? But I don't think that should happen, in my opinion. I want that to be a super fight later. Like, I think that should let that marinate for like a year or more. You know, so maybe like another year, and then let them fight. I think that's a big fight. Vergil Ortiz and Boots. Crawford can't beat Boots. He's bigger, stronger, faster, got more reach to. Nobody cares what he can't do. You don't know what he can or can't do. It doesn't matter whether he can't do. It's the fact that if in order for that to happen, whether you want Boots to win or you want Bud to win, Boots should get a title to demand it. So you could say what he can't do. People said Bud couldn't beat Spence. I mean, we saw what happened with that too. So it don't matter what he can't do. People talk like they know exactly what's gonna happen. This man is saying that Bud, who has beat multiple Hall of Famers and pound for pound champions and champions, can't beat a guy who has not beat one champion. He defended. Shout out to Boots though. He did defend against David Avanesian. Oh, excuse me, David Avanesian is somebody that Terrence Crawford beat too. So what are you going off of saying that Boots could beat Bud? I think Boots, going off the eye test, maybe Boots can beat Bud. But you say that definitively, like you know that. You don't know that. You're just going off of emotions. So Leroy, you sound like a groupie, bro. That's all that is. Like, you know, I think it's a good fight, but I don't know it's going to be a good fight because Boots hasn't fought anybody. He said Bud is a hype job. Bud is undisputed at 140, undisputed at 147, and just won another belt at 154, making him a four belt champion, four division champion. But he's a hype job. That's someone's talking about straight emotions, bro. But anyway, how's Bud a hype? Yeah. He don't know what he's talking about. He's just talking. I don't even think Boots can beat Madrimov. Talk to him, Justin. But I don't know. But that's the thing. I don't know. I'm not going to say he can't because I don't know. I'm not going to be like that dude to say, oh, what he can or can't do. I don't know what Boots could do because the best person that I've seen Boots share the ring with is David Avanesian. Or you could argue maybe Royman Villa, or maybe you could argue Karen, you know, but none of those guys are championship level guys. So I don't know what he can. I think it's still yet to be seen. Same with Vergil Ortiz. I think Vergil Ortiz is good, just like I think Boots is good. But they have not proven that they're good because their caliber, the caliber of opposition that they've been fighting is subpar. It's mediocre at best. So you could say that you think he's good. You could say who he'll beat and who he'll lose to, but you're not speaking off of anything, off of any historical reference. Because if you go off their records and their transcripts for being a pro, there's no reason to assume that they'll beat any champion because they haven't even fought a championship level caliber fighter. They haven't. So I mean, I think he's good, but you're going off of thought. I'm going off of facts. He said it was Bud that said I would never, but Bud never said that I would never use so what. First you called Bud a hype job, then you said Boots will beat Bud definitively. Now you're saying that Bud said he'll never fight Boots. You got to show me that. I've never seen him say he'll never fight Boots. I've seen him say that he won't fight Boots because Boots brings nothing to the table. I've seen Bomac say that too. I never see that he said I'll never fight Boots. I've never seen that. If Boots wants to fight, I'm sure based off of Bud's, all you have to do is look at Bud's history. Bud, ever since he's been after he beat Spence, he's been chasing Canelo, and he said if he can't get Canelo, he's going to go for undisputed because he can potentially get undisputed in 3 fights at 154. He wanted to fight Tim Tszyu. Why? Because Tim Tszyu was a champion. Then he wanted to fight the winner of Tim Tszyu and Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman got hurt, and then Fundora stepped in. He still wanted the winner between Tim Tszyu and Fundora. Then Fundora won. What did Terrence Crawford want after that? He wanted Fundora. Why? Because Fundora was also a champion now of 2 belts, WBO and WBC. Then when Fundora, when he couldn't get the Fundora fight, when he got lined up with Spence, he tried to argue with Spence, say, "Hey Spence, man, that's my shot. You got to get in the back of the line." And Spence said, "No, I don't do lines, champ." And PBC inserted their guy into the challenging position to get the belts. Then after he saw that Spence and Fedor were getting the fight, what did he do? He went to go fight Israel Madrimov. Oh, what is Israel Madrimov? Oh, he's just another champion at 154. So you saying that he doesn't want to fight Boots? I just gave you 3 reasons as to why I believe that if Boots had a belt at 154, Bud would fight him. Why don't you think he would fight him? Because you're going off of emotion and not facts. So everything that lined up has showed that he would fight anybody at 154. So I don't know why you think he won't fight Boots. You can make up stuff. You can live in your fantasy world, but if I tell you what it is, then how can you argue that? I mean, you can argue. You just argue with emotion. Stanionis don't want to fight Boots. He ducked already. Stop capping. Yeah, that might be true. That might be true. But Stanionis said he would fight him. But Stanionis is, I would like for Boots to unify. I think he can unify and get undisputed at 147. My boy Boxing Leroy, just tell Boots to use his IBF title to get a shot. But that's the thing. Boxing Talk, he can't even do that anymore. Boxing Talk North, he can't even do that anymore because he should have did that. But guess who has the fight now? Tim Tszyu is fighting Bakram, the 154 IBF champion. So Boots can't even do it anymore. So it's too late. You know what I'm saying? Everybody like Leroy and Boots and all that say, "Oh, Bud should come down and fight Boots. He should fight." Why would he come back down and fight Boots if he's already been undisputed at 147? I've never seen anybody tell the big dog to come down and chase a small dog. No, if the small dog wants to fight the big dog, the small dog has to make all the concessions. He has to go in and capitulate. You know what I'm saying? He's the one that wants to fight. Why would he go back down to a division that he already conquered to fight a guy who's not even a unified champion? In fact, he's a champion, which I respected because I don't disrespect people's belts. I don't care how you got it, whether you got it, you're an interim champion or you got emailed the belt. The fact that you're in a position to get a belt, I respect you. So I think Boots having the IBF belt is legitimate, but it doesn't change the fact that he has the belt that Terrence Crawford gave up and he didn't fight for it. That's the facts. So anything else said is just straight. It's just straight emotion. He got praised for those wins, but when 2 young bucks do the same, it's whatever. What up, nerd? Nerd said, but Crawford beat Avanesian and Kavalauskas. Right, but he also beat Sean Porter. Why are you pointing out Avanesian and Kavalauskas? I don't know why you stand on that. Crawford got credit for that because they were about the same age. Like you just said it yourself. You said 2 young bucks do the same. It's whatever. No, so if Boots beats somebody that Terrence Crawford beat before, why would that be the same? That's common sense. It's like when Canelo beat Sergey Kovalev. Canelo moved up to 175 and beat Sergey Kovalev. Did he get as much credit for Andre Ward beating Sergey Kovalev even though they're at the same division? So Canelo moved up and still didn't get as much credit as Andre Ward. Rightfully so, because Andre Ward is the one that cracked the code and beat Sergey Kovalev. What are you talking about? Whoever gets the same credit or more credit for beating somebody that's already been beaten? That doesn't even make sense what you said. Why would Boots get the same credit? Why would Canelo get the same credit as Andre Ward did for beating Kovalev? That doesn't happen. You're the second person that why okay. That's like saying, I don't even know, bro. I'm not even going to entertain that because that was a silly statement. I ain't gonna lie, nerd. I think that Avanesian was a good win for Boots. I salute him. But the fact of the matter is he did it years after Crawford did it, and it makes sense because he's 11 years his junior. So I'm not knocking Boots. Knocking Boots is crazy. Hey yo, pause. I'm not knocking Boots is crazy. Anybody that knocking the Boots?
What do you mean by that?
So why does Bud get credit for Amir Khan? Because he's a champion. I didn't say you don't get any credit. I said you don't get as much credit. Leroy, you're a little slow, bro. I didn't say you don't get credit. I said Canelo gets credit. I said he doesn't get as much credit. You got to keep up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Get off that mustard and get on that ketchup. Please catch up. I didn't say that he didn't get. Oh, you're talking to Luma. Okay, my bad. I apologize. My fault. My fault. I thought you were saying that Bud shouldn't get credit for Amir Khan. If Amir Khan's a championship level fighter, he lost to Canelo. You still get credit, you just don't get as much credit. Boots looked good against David Avedisian, but did he stand out more than Terence Crawford? No, they both stopped him around the same time. I think Boots stopped him going into the 6th round, right? Because he quit on his stool in the 5th round. He didn't go into the 6th round, and then Bud knocked him out in the 6th round. So it's relatively the same. Amir Khan is a better fighter than anybody on Boots' resume. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's the thing. When I tell y'all that, I'm not trying to. I'm just being. What I'm doing is being consistent. If Terence Crawford. So Terence Crawford beat Gamboa, an undefeated Gamboa, Cuban sensation at the time. They were calling him Mike Tyson. If you put Gamboa on Boots' resume, that's the best fighter that Boots would fight. I'm not talking about the Gamboa now. I'm talking about the Gamboa at the time. That's why Terence Crawford gets more credit for beating Gamboa than Tank gets for beating Gamboa, or he gets more credit for beating Gamboa than what's the name that beat Gamboa? Who's the other dude that beat Gamboa? Esau Pitbull Cruz, right? Because now there's a blueprint how to beat somebody. Somebody cracked the code. So my point is that, but still, Gamboa would be the best person on Boots' resume. Victor Postal, who's an undefeated champion when Terence Crawford beat him, if Boots fought him, he'll be the best person on Boots' resume. If Terence Crawford, if Boots fought Sean Porter was a champion level fighter. When Bud beat him, he would be the best person on Boots' resume. Errol Spence would be the best person on Boots' resume. Hell, Joe Horn would probably be the best person on Boots' resume. Joe Horn, because Terence Crawford beat him when he was undefeated, right after he beat a GOAT legend, one of the best fighters of all time, and Manny Pacquiao. So, not even to mention Kell Brook's another champion. If Boots fought Kell Brook would be the best person on his resume. So I could keep going. I just gave you 6 people off the top of my head in a span of less than a minute of who Terence Crawford beat. And if Boots fought a caliber fighter like that, that would automatically be the best person on his resume. So come on, bro. So you got to think about that stuff. I'm not knocking. I'm not disrespecting Boots. I'm not gangbanging on Boots. I think Boots is a good fighter. To me, he has all the ingredients to be a pound for pound talent, but he just hasn't proven that yet. So we got to stop giving. We got to keep it consistent. So if you're gonna say that Boots deserves the Bud fight, I don't mind him calling him out. He should call him out. But there's no reason if you're Bud to go backwards. That just doesn't make sense. Am I lying when I say Blair Cobbs has a better resume than Boots? That's tough. Blair the Flair. Woo! Cobbs. Let me think about that. It's wild, but Bud moves straight to a belt 154, but he needs to fight Boots when he's taking on bigger challenges. Boots need to move up. Thank you, Justin. Exactly, Justin. Yeah. Exactly. He says, wow, Bud went straight to a belt at 154 in his debut. Yeah. And they're saying that Boots should come back down. He's taking on bigger challenges than Boots. Yeah. And they're saying that still, even though he's taking on bigger challenges, becoming a champion in the 4th weight division, they're saying that he should move down and fight Boots. Yeah. That's crazy. So everybody saying that Bud should fight Boots. This is what I got to say to them. Shut up, bitch! Oh my God! Doesn't make sense. You lucky Doc ain't dropped the link. I'll cook Leroy Dub. You want me to drop the link? I got you. Join the Discord, man. You're already in the Discord. But I will say this though about Blair Cobbs and what's the name? Alexis Rocha. He lost to, right? So Blair Flair. Yes, he has. That's tough, man. Because I think David Avenesian and Alexis Rocha. Let's be fair, right? David Avenesian beat Sugar Shane Mosley. It was an older Sugar Shane Mosley, but he still beat him. So I think David Avenesian, while I think at this moment Alexis Rocha is better than David Avenesian, I think David Avenesian is a more accomplished fighter. So I think that's probably a wash. And then when you also factor in that David Avenesian was a late replacement for Boots, that kind of diminishes that as well. However, Blair Cobbs lost to Alexis Rocha, so I kind of got to give the favor to Boots in that regard. But then Blair the Flair Cobbs, he beat a 3-division champion at Adrian Broner, but we all know it's Adrian Broner coming back and not in shape, so that kind of, I would put him on the same level as the Karen guy. So I would say they're about even, man. I would say they're about even. And then I'm trying to think who else has Boots really fought. And then Blair the Flair Cobbs, he also fought I would say they're about even. Maurice Hooker, I forgot about Maurice Hooker. Yeah, but then I could say that Blair fought he fought Maurice Hooker, but then Blair David Abdi, I'll give him credit for Royman Villa. What's good, supporter? But no, it's a good conversation though, man. Got a former champ. Yeah, he got a former champ on his resume. Boxing Talk facts. That's a fact. He got a former champ. He got a 3-division former champ. So, like I said, it's just kind of hard. It's kind of hard to. I think that's a good comparison. I wouldn't say that the Flair Cobbs' resume is better, but it's not too far behind. You know, but Boots is undefeated. You know, we got to give him credit for that too. And Boots did beat Thomas Delorme, but that wasn't really a challenge. And guess who else beat him? Bud Crawford beat him years ago. So that's what I'm saying. It's just very hard to argue that Bud is in any way, shape, or form afraid to fight Boots, because that's what, when you're saying somebody's ducking somebody, that means they're afraid. They're scared to fight him. And like I said, I would like to see Boots fight Bud. I would love to see that fight. But to say that, oh, he would win because and Bud is avoiding him, that's crazy. You have nothing to justify that thought. Gervonta got a better resume than Boots by beating Barrios. Boots is overhyped and hasn't proven nothing. What up, Joker? You said the Joker in the building. Resume than Boots. I mean, yeah, that's facts. But Gervonta, I think people underestimate him, so that's not bad to have a worse record or worse resume than Gervonta. I mean, Gervonta has fought many champions. I think people just like almost normalize that, and I think that's erroneous. For anybody to say that Tank doesn't have a good resume, I could argue that Tank has one of the best resumes, behind like Usyk, Inoue, Crawford, Canelo, behind those guys. But other than that, does Bivol have a better record than does Bivol have a better resume than Tank? I don't think so. He beat Canelo, yes, that's his best win, but Canelo was a smaller guy. He moved up. People forget that conveniently when they talk about Bivol. I like Bivol. I think Bivol's a pound-for-pound talent, but Gervonta is too. Gervonta beat Hector Garcia. Oh, that's a champion. He beat Leo Santa Cruz. Oh, another champion. He beat Jose Pedraza. Oh, wait, that's another champion too. He just beat Isaac Pipo Cruz, right? Isaac Pipo Cruz. Oh, he was a champion at 140, a higher weight division. He beat Mario Barrios. Oh, well, let's see. Oh, he's a champion at 147. So not only is he one division higher at 140, he's a two division champion higher at 147. So you could argue that people that he beat have went on and became champions after he beat them. And so, I don't think that's a knock really. But I agree with you. Yeah. Boots. Gervonta has a better resume than Boots, but he has a better resume than a lot of people. So I don't think that's a knock on Boots. I keep saying knocking Boots. Pause.
What do you mean by that?
Oh man, I agree with you, Joker. I agree. He never fought a guy like Barrios. I agree. I'm not knocking you. I'm agreeing with you. But I'm saying that I don't think that we should. I don't think Gervonta is a low stand. A lot of people. I'm not saying that you say that. I'm saying a lot of people say that, and I don't know why people say that. It's like lets me know that people are just unaware of what they're talking about. Yo, my boy JC in the building. He said, "What's new with French Montana? French Montana? Who you calling French Montana, bro? I know you ain't calling. Nah, you disrespectful, bro.
Here you go. Oh shit. Yeah, I'm tired of that. It was so disrespectful."
He said French Montana, no, bro. You disrespectful, bro. French Montana is from Morocco, bro. That's crazy. I mean, my boy JC said, "Hey, you from Morocco? Turkey from Saudi Arabia?" He said, "Close enough." That's crazy, bro. Nah, you disrespectful, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I thought when you first said that, I initially thought you were talking about Khalif, the female Olympian boxer from Algeria. That's what I thought you were talking about at first. Either way, you wrong, JC. You wrong. That was funny though. But in Boots is like Canelo, Benavidez, they aren't scared. It's just not worth the risk for the gain. Well, no, I disagree with that, Illuminati. I think Benavidez is more deserving to fight Canelo than Boots is to fight Bud, right? Because yes, it's a similar situation, I agree, but Benavidez has at least been the mandatory. Well, he's been in position to be the mandatory. If you want to argue, he never enforced his mandatory or enabled it or enacted his mandatory. He was never placed as official mandatory. I know there's some arguments with that. It was whatever, but Benavidez has been in the position to be the mandatory in the same division at the same time that Canelo was a champion. So that's different. You know, that's a slight difference. Boots has never been in a position as a mandatory or nothing for in regards to Bud, because I mean, if you want to say he was when Bud fought Spence, but Bud was already fighting Spence at that time, and then he beat him, and then there was supposed to be a rematch. So there was never a time where Bud wasn't occupied and Boots was in a position to fight him. If you want to argue that he was in a position to fight him after he beat Spence the first time, then you could argue that. But we already know there was a rematch clause, so he was essentially occupied. So I would say that's the difference. But like I said, I'm not disrespecting Boots. I think Boots is good, but when people got to slow down, in my opinion, when they say that Bud is ducking Boots, like there's no evidence of that unless you just don't like Bud. You know, and that's like me saying that that's like saying is Canelo ducking Bud? No. He's 2 divisions outside of his weight class. Why would he fight him? You know what I'm saying? Unless there's a large amount of money. But to me, people overuse the term robbery, they overuse the term casual, and they overuse the term duck. Lomachenko ducked Shakur. Lomachenko ducked Tank. Talking about he's not in the mood to fight. That's a duck. Zepeda called out Shakur and then said he doesn't want to fight him. That's a duck. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, Keith Thurman ducked Terrence Crawford. I mean, sorry, not Terrence Crawford. Keith Thurman ducked Errol Spence for like 2 years. Danny Swift Garcia ducked Terrence Crawford for like 2 divisions, 140 and 147. Those are ducks when it happens over a long period of time and the people are in position to fight each other and has even been called for the fights to happen and it doesn't happen. Those are ducks. You know, Anthony Joshua not fighting Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder for 10 years. Those are ducks in my opinion. But some people can make the argument for Anthony Joshua and say that, oh, well, Deontay Wilder didn't want to fight him or Tyson Fury didn't want to fight him. Whatever, bro. I know Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury fought. I know Deontay Wilder fought Louis King Kong Ortiz twice. So to me, it's kind of hard to pitch that they were ducking Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua didn't fight neither one of them. You know what I'm saying? At the time when they were supposed to happen, and especially with Tyson Fury, because Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua are from the same country. They're countrymen, and they're in the same division for the majority of their career, and they haven't fought each other. To me, that's crazy. Can you imagine if 2 Americans are in the same division and didn't fight each other? That's what I tell people all the time, man. I want Shakur and Tank to fight so badly because I think that's a great fight, and I think Tank wins. But I think that's a great fight, and it should happen. But if it doesn't happen, a part of me hopes it doesn't happen, because it's like Dennis Berinchek, right? Lomachenko doesn't want to fight Shakur because if he wanted to, that fight was the easiest to facilitate, right? They've both been on top rank for so long. They're both champions. That's the easiest fight to make. Lomachenko doesn't want it. Then Lomachenko and Tank were supposed to be the same guy that everybody said didn't want to fight Lomachenko. Now was a time to fight him, and they've been calling for the fight. And now Lomachenko says he's not in the mood. Okay, that's cool. But then Lomachenko came back and said that he wants to unify or get undisputed at 135. Well, he doesn't want to fight 2 of the champions. So how can you get unified? And then the other champion is Denis Berinchek, right? Oh, he's not going to fight him either. Why? Because they're countrymen. They're both Ukrainian. So he doesn't want to fight his fellow countrymen. Can you imagine if Tank and Shakur said they don't want to fight because they're countrymen? Because they're both American? Why doesn't that work? Well, why are we so accepting of 2 countrymen not fighting each other because they're from the same land? But then if Bud, let's say Bud and Boots. I wish Bud and Boots don't fight because they say they're from the same country. Come on, bro. Like, look at Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. That would never fly in America, or even probably not even in Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would never fly, bro. Like, I don't know what's up with we just give them a pass. Like, oh, you don't want to fight them because you're countrymen? Okay, cool. That's cool. Don't worry about it. You don't have to fight them because you're both from the same country. It's okay. You don't have to fight. Come on, bro. Smoochie in the building. What's good, Smoochie? So I see your comment up there about, oh Lord, Smoochie in here. Oh Lord, you better not talk bad about Boots. I apologize. I ain't say nothing. I ain't say nothing bad about Boots. Cause you talk bad about Boots while Smoochie in here, she gonna get you up out of there like this. Ah! she gonna give you the boot if you talk about Boots. Oh, bro, Dennis and Loma are not friends. Right. They can fight. No, bro. He said that. How you know that? How you know they're not friends, Rambo? What did I say that they can't fight, bro? Are you just agreeing with me? I don't know. My boy Dub in the building. He said they're not friends. I can pull up a picture of them together. I don't mean they're friends. Dennis said he will fight Loma. Tank said he'll fight Loma too. Shakur said he'll fight Loma too. Have they fought? Oh, okay. So you're saying what Dennis will say. Everybody said that they'll fight. So what? Everybody said they'll fight Loma. Shakur said he'll fight Loma since 2019. It's 2024. That was 5 years ago. Did they fight? Tank said he'll fight Loma. Did they fight? Dennis said he'll fight Loma. Do they fight? So it's not about that. Loma has said that he's not going to fight his countryman. That's what he said. So, well, he said he has no interest. I'm not going to say that he didn't say that he would not. He said that he has no interest. So you saying Dennis would fight? I never said that Dennis said he wouldn't fight him. I said Loma wouldn't fight him. So you got to listen with your ears and not your ass. Doc, read my little paragraph about Boots. All right, let me see what you said. Sports said, Boots fanboys are crazy. They saying that Boots would have stopped Madrimov. The hardest fight for Boots was Karen because, yeah, facts. Madrimov has better footwork and punch harder. Yeah, facts. He said, dang, bro, I was agreeing. Well, it didn't sound like you were agreeing, bro. I ain't gonna lie. It sounds like you agree now, but it didn't sound like you were agreeing. So, well, it didn't seem like you were agreeing. So, I think that they should fight. I agree with you. I think that they should fight, but Lomachenko has, that's what they said. They said they're not interested in fighting their countrymen. That don't mean that they won't fight, but we'll see. We'll see, man. I hope you're right. He said, my bad. If you were agreeing, my fault. It is. It did seem like you were agreeing, bro. It did it. It seemed like you were saying that he would fight Dennis Berinchyk. It seemed like you were saying what I was saying was wrong. And maybe I am wrong. He said, I ain't coming to debate. I like your chip. No, we can debate. It's okay. I could be wrong. But it did seem like you were saying what I was saying was wrong. Am I tripping? If nobody else felt like that, I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, which I take your word for it, I apologize. I have no issue apologizing. Yeah, don't take it personally. Talk to him. Go find the boxing scene article where Dennis said they ain't cool like that. No, bro, once again, see, you're not listening. Once again, I didn't say that you were wrong, bro. I never said Dennis Berinchyk wouldn't fight him. I said Loma wouldn't fight him. I never said Dennis Berinchyk wouldn't fight. Yo, my boy Dub dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter.
These biscuits.
Dropping biscuits in the chat, man. I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that. We debate here all the time. Yeah, facts. Talk to us, Smoochie. Thank you. You're right. I'm being too soft. You're right. We debate all the time, but I'm not. But it doesn't have to. We can have a discussion too. We don't have to be a debate. But I thought you were telling me that no, they will fight, and I don't think they'll fight. Hopefully they will fight, but I don't think they will. I don't think Loma will fight him, bro. But we'll see. I didn't say that. I didn't say Dennis wouldn't fight him. I said Loma wouldn't fight him. But we'll see. And I hope they're not friends, I mean, or I don't really care if they're friends, but I think that first of all, I'm gonna tell you this right now too. I don't want Lomachenko and Dennis Berinchyk to fight. I want Loma to fight Tank or Loma to fight Shakur. That's what I want. If he fights Dennis Berinchyk, he's definitely taking the easy way out, and I don't think we should let him get away with that. I don't. I like Lomachenko. I think he's good, but he's saying that he wants to unify and become undisputed. You can't do that unless you fight the other champions. What I think Lomachenko, and I could be wrong, but when Lomachenko says that he's going to take off till 2025, to me, that just screams that he wants Shakur and Tank to fight, which I'm okay with that, because if he sidesteps and we get Tank and Shakur, I'm cool. But the principle, it's the principalities, man. I think that he wants Tank and Shakur to fight, and then he's hoping Shakur wins. And guess what? Shakur, we all know that Shakur's not going to be at 135 for too much longer. You can tell he's going to outgrow the division. So I think that he wants Shakur to beat Tank, unify, and then vacate the belts as he moves up to 140, especially if he signs with Matchroom. Why? Because Matchroom doesn't have that many 135 fighters, but they have a lot of 140 pound fighters. They have Jack Catterall, they have Liam Paro, they have, they still have access to Subriel Matias and so on and so forth. So that's what I think he's waiting for. So that way, if Shakur and Tank fight, Tank loses his title, Shakur moves up, and then boom, those titles are vacated. And then let's say Dennis Berinchyk, he goes and fights somebody at 135 like Keyshawn, and Keyshawn beats Dennis Berinchyk, then boom, he doesn't even have to fight his Ukrainian countryman either. So that's what I think. I think he's playing the long haul, the long game, and I don't think we should let him get away with that. But that's just me speculating. I don't know that for sure. I'm just saying that. So let me be very clear on that. I'm not saying that's what he's doing. I'm saying that's what I think he's doing. I don't know. I don't want anybody to think that I'm saying it with any type of proof. I'm speculating that. Yeah, I'm speculating that, man. That biscuit, let's get right. But yeah, I don't even know how we got to Lomachenko. I like this conversation though, man. He said, "What made you get on so early, Doc? New schedule?" Well, I'm doing 2 a days now, Smoochie. I'm trying to do 2 days. So We got on early, not yesterday, but the day before, which was what, Tuesday? Was it Monday and Tuesday? He said Rambo said it seemed, yeah. I mean, it did seem like you were that, but hey, well then you gotta express yourself. You gotta express yourself in a more effective manner, my brother. You know, I could only read what's on the screen, man. I can't hear your tone. I can't hear what you're saying. But if I say something and then you say the opposite, then, which is okay. I'm not saying it's wrong, but that's, you can't, in my opinion, you shouldn't. I mean, not say can't. You shouldn't then be surprised when I offer a rebuttal to counter what you're saying. So it didn't seem like that. But I'm not mad. I'm not mad at you though, bro. It's all good. He said, I ain't a debater at all. I don't know you like that though, bro. I said they can fight, not that they will. Okay, so and exactly. So so once again, you're still pressing the issue. So my rebuttal is that you said that they can fight because Dennis Berinchek said he would fight him. I never said that Dennis Berinchek said that he wouldn't fight him. So that's my counter. That's my rebuttal. I stayed on Loma. I said that Loma won't fight Shakur. I said Loma won't fight Tank. I said Loma doesn't want to fight his countryman. I never said anything about Dennis Berinchek. So you're saying that they could fight because Dennis Berinchek would fight him. Okay. Yeah, that's probably right. But he could also fight Tank because Tank would fight him too. And we see where that went. That didn't go anywhere. So it's the ball's in Loma's court. And if Loma doesn't want to fight anybody, as you know, as we seen with Shakur, he won't. But Dennis Berinchek probably would fight him. I don't know. I don't know Dennis Berinchek that well. As far as like seeing what he said, I saw what he called out Shakur. I saw when he after he beat Navarrete what he said, and I saw when he I believe he also called out Keyshawn, if I'm not mistaken, or said he would fight Keyshawn or something like that. Oh man. If you're saying y'all be funny on YouTube, I mean, maybe it is funny. I mean, I think it's funny too. I think it's funny how people come in and get mad at other people because they can't express themselves effectively. I think that's just as funny, you know. Yeah, so hey, I think that's even funnier. You feel me? You got to learn to express yourself effectively, man. I've never been in anybody's chat where they thought I was trying to argue with them. That has never happened to me. But then again, I express myself effectively as a grown man should. Is Turkey the face of bro? JC, when he said Turkey, bro, when Turkey said he's the face of a grown man or a grown woman, you know, an adult, I should say. Bro, when Turkey said that he's the face of, bro, let me show you, bro. Bro, Turkey said he's the face of boxing. I was crying, dog. Turkey said he's the face of boxing. Bro, I don't know what's up with it keeps telling me that stuff is not secure, bro. Anybody know how to fix that? Everything I look up, it says it's not secure. I don't understand what what's going on with my web browser, bro. I gotta look into that. Let's look at it. I'm trying to pull up the picture where it's showing Turkey the face of boxing, bro. That just had me crying, dog. Ah, man, I can't find it, man. I just saw it. Google Chrome. Right now I'm using Internet Explorer right now though, so I can get around it. Wow, yeah. Right now I'm using and it's doing the same thing for Internet Explorer now too. It wasn't doing that for Explorer. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know what's going on with it. The problem here is that Turkey wants everyone blindfolded on all four. Hey, yo. Pause.
What?
Hey, no Diddy, man. You wildin'. Yo, blinded on all fours is crazy. I think, though, the thing I would say is that I don't mind what because Turkey's doing good things, you know, but I do think it's a problem where Turkey thinks that everybody will do everything based off money. and that's why I like boxing too. Well, I'm gonna be honest. While I want Canelo to fight Benavidez, Cinnamon is one of my favorite fighters, and I think he wins, and I think he'll win. I don't mind him not fighting Benavidez because I do respect when somebody's in a position to call their own shots. That's what we all want to do, right? We all want to be in a position where we worked hard enough and proved ourselves enough to where we can move how we want to move, when we want to move, and do what we want to do. So it's just funny that the same people that want to be their own boss, are mad when they see somebody exercising their right as their own boss. Canelo is El Jefe, man. But it's the same. But remember when Floyd was doing it too? When Floyd was a face of boxing, people were mad that he fought Andre Berto and Conor McGregor. I hated the Conor McGregor fight, but I wasn't mad at it because I realized, hey, man, Floyd, he's gonna make a lot of money, which he did, and he's using his position after working hard and enjoying the fruits of his labor. It's people that are dumb that's going to think that Conor McGregor is going to beat Floyd Mayweather in a boxing match when other Hall of Fame caliber boxers could not beat Floyd. Why would you think that somebody who's a non-boxer would beat Floyd in a boxing ring when Miguel Cotto couldn't, when Sugar Shane Mosley couldn't, when Oscar De La Hoya couldn't, when Manny Pacquiao couldn't, when Juan Manuel Marquez couldn't? All these guys are Hall of Famers. I can keep going. Juan Luis Castillo, rest in peace. Diego Corrales, I can keep going. So why would you think that Conor McGregor could beat him? But I wasn't mad because it was at the end of his career and he's his own boss. So Canelo, I think people are more mad at Canelo because we don't know what part of his career he's at, right? Because he's only 33, but he has like over 60 something fights. So I think that we knew that Floyd was going to retire soon when he was fighting Robert the Ghost Guerrero and fighting Andre Berto and fighting Victor Ortiz and stuff like that. But with Canelo, we're not sure, right? Because he is only 33, but he's been fighting since he was 15. Nobody else has 60 something fights, in this common era of boxing. Like I said, I always say, I think the last person in the current era of boxing to have over 60 fights is Vladimir Klitschko. He's been retired. So I think that we still kind of see Canelo and his, even though a lot of people have said that he slowed down, we still kind of see him at not the prime, but close to the prime of his career still. So I think that's why he gets a lot of flack for it. But I don't know, man. Bro, you're still going on, bro. Rambo, bro. Like, shut up, bro. Like, you're becoming annoying, bro. I ain't gonna lie. You're definitely mad because you're talking about the same thing for like 30 minutes now, bro. Like, relax. And Zoo not answering his phone. Too much browsers in your computer. Bro, no, it's not. Ain't nothing about nothing sexual on my computer. Now, what it might be is me looking at the Olympics, talking about streaming that joint, but I have it on my TV. I just don't stream my TV to my computer, so so when I'm on my computer and I'm watching the Olympics, I'm working on something, then I'll be looking at the Olympics and streaming it, so maybe that's what got me. I don't know what it got me, bro. Give me the go ahead. Smoochie ready to shoot. Nah, don't shoot him. Don't shoot him yet. Don't shoot him, Smoochie. Put the gun down, Smoochie. Put the gun down. Yeah, I'm not even reading his comment in its entirety, bro. Like you got issues, dog. You just want attention. I ain't gonna lie. So many self-proclaimed faces of boxing. Yeah, Turkey. I'm not gonna lie. So in my opinion, boxing talk, I'm interested to hear your opinion on it. As much as I like Tank, Tank is one of my favorite fighters. Cinnamon's one of my favorite fighters, but I think there's only one face of boxing at a time. I think Tank is a big face of boxing. Like, he's a big guy in the sport. I think he's like top three. Him, AJ, and Canelo. But I think Canelo's number one. I think when Floyd was fighting, there's some other big hitters, right? Like Manny Pacquiao, Oscar, and some other people. But I think Floyd was number one. So I think Canelo's his heir apparent. But I think Canelo is the face of boxing to answer that question. Turki Alalshikh, he's a big promoter of boxing. He's a big endorser of boxing. But I think that administrators, or whatever you want to call it, sponsors, endorsers, they should play their role and let the fighters play their role. Like Oscar, while I think it's funny when he's going back and forth with Rolly Romero, Rollies, I think that's funny. I think Oscar De La Hoya's banter with Canelo is funny, but I think it looks kind of unprofessional to a certain point because he's talking as if he's going to fight these guys. And you're not a fight. That's not your role anymore, you know. But you got to respect it because you know Oscar De La Hoya. If you check his resume, he would fight these guys. You know, he would definitely fight. But that's not your role anymore. So while you got back and forth, like look at Eddie Hearn, right? Eddie Hearn's back and forth with the fighter is not the same as Oscar De La Hoya's back and forth with the fighter. Oscar De La Hoya's back and forth with the fighter. You may think that they're about to have a face off or they're about to fight on Saturday. You know, Eddie Hearn might throw like little barbs and talk trash, but it's different. You know, even Leonard Ellaby too. Leonard Ellaby don't really go back and forth, but Leonard Ellaby's a good example. He won't even go back and forth with a fighter. You know, he'll talk trash to like the news pundits and stuff like that, the media guys, but he won't really go at a fighter. So I think with Turki, while I think it's funny, I don't think like him challenging for the face of boxing, to me, that's kind of a bad look on Turki's part. And it kind of is a testament and kind of gives fuel to the fire when people say that they're a little suspicious of Turki and they're a little hesitant to have Turki be so influential in boxing and try to establish like a league of boxing or have everything under one umbrella. I think it would be a good thing. But what if, like, for example, what if Turki changes his position on Canelo, like, and he doesn't, and what if Canelo doesn't want to do what he says? He's just not going to work with Canelo, so we could potentially not see Canelo fight anymore because he doesn't want to fight exactly how Turk wants him to fight. While I would love him to fight how Turk wants him to fight because Turk has shown a reputation of wanting the big fights, I don't think that not fighting somebody that somebody else wants him to fight, or even I want him to fight as a fan, I don't think that is justification enough to stop a guy or girl from fighting at all. You know what I'm saying? There's still other ways you can make money. So, you know, I don't think, I mean, people say this, right? People say, oh, we want boxing to be like UFC model. Well, tell me the last time you've seen a big boxer, like, when's the last time you've seen Shakur Stevenson or Liam Paro say they want to go do UFC? They want to go do MMA for the money. No, we just see Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal, two MMA fighters, have a boxing match. You think that's coincidental? We just see Francis Ngannou get knocked out by Anthony Joshua. You think that's coincidental? So you could say that the business model is good for UFC. You know it's good for the fans, but they're not making money. And it's evident on how many people like Conor McGregor are itching and scratching and willing to go fight a boxing match. So you got to look at the pros and cons. Even Jake Paul. Ask Jake Paul. Everybody he fights is an MMA fighter. Because the MMA fighters, they ready to get that bag because they're getting underpaid severely. When you watch Francis Ngannou fight Anthony Joshua, his trainer said that this is the most money I've ever made in one time than I made in my entire career as a trainer in the UFC. That's not a coincidence, bro. So while Dana White is making the fights that people want, it's good for the consumer. I'm not knocking it from that standpoint, but for the perspective of the fighters, there's probably 2 or 3 fighters that are paid handsomely. The rest of them are severely underpaid, you know, because the business model, a lot of times they can't even cover their medical bills. So how true is it that they be a lot of busted cheeks at orgies in the Olympic Village? Hey, I don't know if that's true. I've never been, you know, so I can't confirm nor deny, but I heard that too. But I hear that at every, you know, I mean, if you played sports, you know, in high school, when they go to the camps and stuff like that, you know, they say there's a lot of stuff like tournaments and stuff. I don't know if you ever been or heard those stories as well. They say there's a lot. So he said, I agree. Canelo's a face, but Tank's trajectory suggests he'll be taking up the mantle. Yep, I agree. Yep, I feel like Tank is the heir apparent. I agree, B-Dog. I look forward to that as well. I agree with that. Give me a second, chat. I'm responding to this dumb message. My fault, y'all. The UFC model doesn't offer any pay-per-view. Talk to him. Boxing talk. Facts.
Yeah.
This one time at bank. Hold on now, Smoochie. Hold on now. Relax. A UFC model is not good for the fighters. There needs to be something that's mutually beneficial. Talk to him, B-Dog. Dropping facts on your head top. My boy B-Dog be spitting facts, man. He be spitting them facts, man. When Boxer Talk up north said the UFC model doesn't offer any pay-per-view percentages. Talk to him. So everything is based off the site fee. The UFC bosses are just swimming in pay-per-view money. Talk to him.
Yeah.
That's a fact, man. Everything you just said is facts, bro. So people could say that they want this, but you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy too? Let me finish. Let me expound upon that idea I was saying. What the heck was I saying? Oh yeah, about the UFC model not necessarily being great. Yeah, from the consumer standpoint, it is good. But what if people leave UFC, right? Like Conor McGregor has done, like Francis Ngannou has done. Like, what if they leave? Then is that business model that good? If your biggest stars are leaving to go fight somewhere else, is that really a good business model? So my question is that I want you to think about this, right? Boxing in America struggles. Right, it's boxing and soccer are probably the two biggest sports in every other country besides America. Boxing is very small, soccer is small too, but basketball is bigger than boxing. Football, American football, baseball, NASCAR, golf, hockey, whatever. Right. So, why is that? Because boxing is less lucrative overall, and there's less popularity and renowned around it, right? When's the last time you seen a boxer on a Wheaties commercial, or when's the last time you seen a Wheaties commercial, like a Subway commercial or a boxing commercial, or I mean a McDonald's commercial, or on a billboard? You don't see it, right? Because that's where the basketball players go. Basketball is bigger. So I'm saying that athletes are already going to different sports, which is, I think, evident in why America is struggling in the heavyweight division, because those heavyweights are going to be a lineman, play on or be a tight end, or be a shooting guard or small forward or something like that in the NBA. So I think if the business model changes and is less attractive for the athletes, and even less people would do boxing. So I don't know, man. I think people just see stuff very surface level, and I'm not saying I'm right either, but you got to do a little bit more digging and scratching below the surface to make a big assessment that boxing needs a UFC model. I do think boxing needs a makeover, but I'm not even sure if it really needs a makeover. It just needs to be tweaked a little bit, like renovated. I don't think it needs to be torn down and start over. I just think some renovations are necessary. Like, for example, I think the most important renovation should be that the sanctioning bodies actually enforce the rules that they have instead of doing it selectively. For example, when people get mad at Canelo for not fighting David Benavidez, of course, if you're Canelo, you are the face of boxing, which means that you could do whatever you want. Contrarily, you could also not do whatever you want. So if you don't want to fight Benavidez, you don't have to fight him. But it's not up to the fighters. It's never been up to the champions to enforce a mandatory, or even select a mandatory. It's up to the sanctioning bodies. That's why the root word of mandatory is mandate. The administrative body makes the mandates, so they select the mandatory and they enforce it. If they are not enforcing it on a champion, then they're the problem. So when people say, "Oh, Canelo should vacate," why would a champion vacate? A champion only vacates when they are going on to a more lucrative fight, or some other reason to say that they're done and they're moving on from the division. A champion doesn't just vacate for no reason. You don't just vacate because, oh, I don't want to, I'm just tired of holding the belt. No, you vacate because maybe there's a more lucrative fight for you than fighting your mandatory. And then contrarily, the sanctioning bodies strip you if you don't fight who they want you to fight, aka the mandatory. But if they're not stripping Canelo, then you have to ask yourself, why haven't they been stripping Canelo? Well, you could think coincidentally, it's not a coincidence, but you could say, oh, coincidentally, Canelo is the face of boxing. He makes the most money. Well, that's directly beneficial to their pockets, monetarily, to the sanctioning bodies, because it's a fee when you have a belt. And if you know how percentages work, it's not a flat fee. It's not $500. It's not $500 per belt you have. No, it's a percentage. So meaning that if you're Terrence Crawford and you have a belt, Terrence Crawford makes significantly less than Canelo. So let's say Terrence Crawford makes $1 million. Well, 3% of $1 million is a lot less than Canelo if Canelo makes $100 million. So that 3% is a lot more now. You see what I'm saying? So it's directly advantageous for the face of boxing, or the person who generates the most revenue, to be a champion, which is why they don't strip him. So now look at the IBF. Look how fast they strip. Now the IBF is getting better though. The IBF, I got to give them credit where credit is due. They are actively stripping fighters. Like they just stripped Usyk. They're the ones that stripped Crawford. But look how long it took them to strip Canelo, you know, to fight William Skull. It's not a coincidence like that. And look how fast WBC had forced Devin Haney to be declared a champion of recess, right? And they gave the belt to Alberto Puello, which is nothing wrong with that. But they didn't. The WBC didn't move so fast to strip Canelo for not fighting Benavidez. But then, of course, you can make the argument that, you know, Benavidez never fully declared the mandatory, or it was never enacted or enabled and all this other stuff. Yeah. But anyway, if you're going to blame Canelo, the point is the same people that say that it is known that he has never been declared as a mandatory, but that shouldn't even be Canelo's business. You know, whether it's true or not, the sanctioning body should enforce the champion to fight who they selected or deemed as a mandatory, or the top guy in that division, whether he's a mandatory or not. But people just getting mad at Canelo. Yes, Canelo is to blame because Canelo could fight whoever he wants. They'll let him fight whoever he wants. So if he wanted that challenge, whether he's a mandatory or not, he would fight him. But at the same time, if you're going by the rules of boxing, you should blame the sanctioning bodies. But it's easier to blame the athlete than it is to blame the administrative or executive branch, if you will, the people, the powers that be, because you see a face on Canelo, you see LeBron, you see Canelo, you see Steph Curry, you see their faces, so you can blame them. It's just like in the NBA, people get mad at LeBron when he goes to Miami, but they don't get mad at Golden State when they trade Harrison Barnes while he's on the free throw line, or was it Sacramento, whatever it was. The man was mid free throw. And they traded him. Nobody gets mad at that when they do Isaiah Thomas dirty in Boston when he hurt his back trying to play when he shouldn't have been playing, should have been resting, but he played, and they just got rid of him like nothing. You know, Danny Ainge and them. No one gets mad at that. But then when an NBA player decides, like Kevin Durant, to go to Golden State, people get mad. I thought it was a weak move because Golden State just beat him, you know, after coming back, you know, when they were down 3-1. So I thought it was a weak move to join the enemy like that. But as far as him doing what he wants to do, he can do whatever he wants to do. So same thing with Canelo. People get mad at Canelo because he's the one that they see. He's the one that seems touchable. You know, he's the one that seems touchable. Is crazy. Pause.
What do you mean by that?
He said, "Great point. IBF not my favorite, but yeah. Thank you, Dub. I just try to speak what I see, bro, and you know, do my research where applicable, and give y'all the facts. You know, so I'm not saying that Canelo's scotch-free, or however the term goes. But what I'm saying is that we should also be more aware that these sanctioning bodies don't hate the player, hate the game. That's it. That just sums it up perfectly. Don't hate the player, hate the game, man. Don't hate Canelo because Canelo is using the rules that are set by the powers that be, and he's navigating through the boxing landscape as he sees fit without penalty. That's not his fault. Yeah, don't hate the player, hate the game, man. Because boxers have it. Kim Kardashian. Hey, yo. Wait, what? how
What?
How did you get the? Wait, huh? Hey, she rock with boxing podcasters. I'm trying to get it in too, Smoochie. Let me find out what you know. I'm trying to have me a Kim Kardashian that one time at Bandcamp story. You feel me? The problem with boxing is 427 belts. Facts. Is that a real number, Dub? That's crazy. If that's a real number. But I tell people that all the time, man. I could go fight. Me and Smoochie could go fight on the street and for a belt. I could make it up. I could be like the belt of Port St. Lucie Boulevard. And that'd be a belt. So you're right. There are too many belts. I didn't know there was 427 on them things, though. That's crazy. That's wild. But yeah, no, you're right. The boxing is too many. But once again, though, Dub, why are there so many belts? Why does WBC have a super champion and an interim champion? Because they're taxing both of them. You see what I'm saying? So once again, even with your point that there's too many belts, you're absolutely right, 1,000% correct. But that even furthers the point. Is like there's so many belts because it's monetarily advantageous for these sanctioned bodies to have so many belts, so they can make more money. That's all it is, bro. Everything's for money, bro. So Yeah, so yeah, they had 427 is crazy. Yeah, that's why I didn't know there was that many. But yeah, so we got to look at it like that, man. So I think boxing just needs a makeover. Is the answer Turki Alalshikh and making it one league and making it similar to UFC model? I don't think so, but hey, maybe. But you know, I think that's dangerous too, because like with the Canelo situation is more whimsical, right? It's just a joke. But what if that happens? Like I think somebody said that Tank, I think it was JC, right? Tank and Inoue and Canelo are saying they don't need Turkey. So he was like, okay, bet he's not gonna really actively make fights with them, right? But that's not necessarily good from a standpoint of an authoritative figure. You know, if you don't want to work with somebody and you're a promotional company, that's fine, because they could go to other promotional companies. But if everything's under one umbrella and they don't want to work with the big dog, then what are they gonna do? What's Canelo and Tank and Inoue gonna do? They're gonna go play soccer? Maybe then they'll go to the UFC. I don't know, you know. Like, so and like I said, I'm not saying that he won't work with them. I'm just saying he's not as prone to work with them as he is with the guys that will, you know what I'm saying, that are more eager to get the money. I'm not saying that he won't work with Inoue, Canelo, or Tank at all, but imminently he has made it seem as if, you know, he said he moved on from Canelo. What does moving on from somebody mean? That means that you're no longer willing to work with him. I mean, he said that. That doesn't mean that he's not going to work with them at all, you know, but at least for the imminent future and the foreseeable future, he's not going to work with them. The IBF stripped Canelo twice. They're the only ones standing, but that's a fact. You're right. That's a fact. But I will say this though, boxing, if you look at it, they stripped Canelo. They took a lot longer to strip Canelo than they did Usyk. I'll say, but I will say this though, there is an order to the mandatories too, right? So a potential reason could be that Usyk's IBF mandatory was first, and then Canelo's IBF mandatory was a little later. But if you go back and look, that's not the case. With Canelo, I can't speak for everybody else, but I know for Canelo, he if you want to be technical, he could have got stripped a little while ago. If I'm not mistaken, you know, correct me if I'm wrong. Boxing Talk. I could be wrong, but I'm fairly certain. He said, in so many words, become a star and the money man, and you can do what you want. Right, exactly. But that's the thing, though, Rambo. Like, Canelo is right on schedule. That's basically what I'm saying, because that's why I brought up Floyd earlier. I don't think you were here, but Canelo is the heir apparent to Floyd Mayweather, right? Floyd Mayweather, if you remember, Floyd Mayweather got a lot of flack too for fighting Conor McGregor. I'm not gonna lie, I think Floyd is the GOAT. He's definitely one of the GOATs, right? You could argue, rest in peace, Muhammad Ali. You could argue Sugar Ray Leonard, Sugar Ray Robinson, Julio Cesar Chavez, Manny Pacquiao. So many people you could argue, right? But in my opinion, Floyd is the GOAT. But I wasn't even happy. As much as I like Floyd, bro, I'm very consistent, bro. I'm very unbiased, bro. I thought the Conor McGregor fight was bullshit. I ain't gonna lie. I thought that Conor McGregor fight was trash. Bullshit! Like, I don't mind. This is me now, you know, this is my selfish opinion. I don't mind you fighting Conor McGregor, but in my opinion, it should have been an exhibition. And I keep it funky. I thought Tyson Fury and Francis Ngannou should have been an exhibition too, because I feel like it's kind of tarnishing and diminishing the sport when a guy who has no history in boxing. I know combat sports, they're close enough because it's still combat sports, right? But it's not the same. MMA is not the same as boxing. Yes, it's still combat, but that's like saying that Usain Bolt should be able to just say, hey, I'm a beast at the 100 meters, so I should be able to go run the 800 without qualifying. I should just be able to just automatically go race against the 800 in the Olympics because I have a track record of being good at another running event. No, yeah, Conor McGregor was good at another combat sport, but he wasn't good at boxing. Same with Francis Ngannou. So why should you be able to just come in and skip the line and fight a champion? You know, so that's why from that standpoint, I thought it was corny. But I'm okay with Anthony Joshua and Ngannou being a professionally sanctioned fight because of how good Ngannou performed against Tyson Fury, who's also considered a #1 heavyweight at the time. So I was cool with Anthony Joshua and Francis Ngannou being a sanctioned fight, but I thought that Tyson Fury and Ngannou should have been an exhibition. I think Conor McGregor and Floyd should have been an exhibition. I think it's an embarrassment kind of to the sport that Conor McGregor allowed Floyd to be 50-0. I love the 50-0. Don't get me wrong. I think that's dope, but I just think to get there, I would have rather him fight. I don't know. I would have rather him fight like a Victor Ortiz again. You know what I'm saying? A rematch or something like that. But I thought that was corny. But anyway, my point is that Floyd got a lot of flack from that. You know, he got a lot of negative press from fighting Andre Berto before that. Remember, people were mad at him for fighting Robert Guerrero. People were mad at him for fighting Robert the Ghost Guerrero. People were also mad at him for fighting Marcos Maidana too at the time. It's just that Marcos Maidana put up such a good fight. People were cool with the rematch by the time the rematch came around. But initially, people were mad at that. I think people were mad about him fighting Victor Vicious Ortiz the first time too. You know, so my point is that Canelo is right on schedule because he's getting the same negative press that Floyd Mayweather got. People just forgot about it now because when somebody retires and they're out of sight, out of mind, then all of a sudden people give them more respect than they. It's kind of like, you know, it's more dramatic. This example is more dramatic, but it's kind of like when people die, right? All of a sudden when people die, oh, they're a legend. You know, oh man, they're so great, bro. They were the greatest of all time. Well, give them their flowers while they're alive, bro. You know, give them their flowers while they're active. You don't have to wait for them to retire to say Canelo's an all-time great. Canelo's, as soon as he can not fight again for the rest of his life. He could pull out the Edgar Berlanga fight and not fight. He's going in the Hall of Fame, whether you like him or not. Deontay Wilder, he's not as great as Canelo and them, but he was undefeated for 10 years. You want to say he fought taxi cab drivers and tomato cans, whatever. Whether you like him or not, he was dominant for 10 years, undefeated, and he had a belt for 6 years. He's gonna be in the Hall of Fame when he retires. Terrence Crawford brutalized Errol Spence, beat the hell out of him. He's going to the Hall of Fame when he retires, whether you like it or not. You know what I'm saying? Tyson Fury just lost to Usyk. And people said, oh, he's trash. Oh, he only beat Deontay Wilder. He's another Hall of Famer. So we gotta give credit where credit is due, man. So we could critique these guys, but I think it should be a limit to how far we go. Like, so Canelo, my point is that Canelo, this is what's gonna happen. And who said it? I think it was my boy B Dog. When Tank inherits the face of boxing, they are already killing him for his record and the people that he fought, which I think is erroneous. I think he's fought some good people. I think the anger about his resume is misguided. Because I could argue that Tank has the best record ahead of everybody at 140 and 135. Now he doesn't have the lineal champions and the unified, but as far as beating champions and beating people that have went on to become a champion after he beat them, I think he has one. You could argue he has the best resume at 135, 140. But anyway, my point is that people are already discrediting his opponents, like Jose Pedraza, who's a champion, Hector Garcia, who's a champion, what's buddy name? Leo Santa Cruz, who was a champion, Isaac Cruz, who became a champion, Mario Barrios, who became a champion. People discredit him, but already. So imagine when he becomes a face of boxing, if Canelo retires and he inherits that from Canelo, oh, they're gonna kill him. Oh, so people do that all the time, man. People were talking trash about him fighting Frank Martin, but then the same people were okay with Teofimo fighting Steve Claggett. Frank Martin, bro. Okay, so look, people conveniently think about rankings, right? They either consider them or disregard them. It's funny because people were talking trash about Tank fighting Frank Martin, right? Even Shakur Stevenson himself said that he was cherry picking Frank Martin. And then I'm not saying that Shakur did this on purpose, right? Because I know he doesn't get a lot of fights. It's hard for people to sign that dotted line to fight him. But the fact still remains that he called Frank Martin a cherry pick by Tank, and then he went and fought Artem Haryunyan. Not only was Frank Martin ranked higher than Artem has one loss, and he lost to guess who? Frank Martin. So how you gonna say somebody's cherry picking? And people were saying that he's cherry picking Frank Martin, who's an undefeated fighter, but then be okay with Shakur fighting a guy who lost to the same person that Tank is cherry picking. Bro, that's that's so contradictory. So Frank Martin is ranked higher than Artem Haryunyan was, right? But people were mad at him for fighting Frank Martin. Teofimo fought Steve Claggett. Oh, Frank Martin was ranked higher than him too. People weren't mad at that. Who else fought? What's the name? Subra Matias fought Liam Paro. Frank Martin was ranked higher than Liam Paro as well. I'm not saying who's better. I'm just saying who was ranked higher. So Frank Martin was ranked higher than Liam Paro as well. Devin Haney fought Ryan Garcia. Oh, another guy that Frank Martin was ranked higher than at the time that they fought. So I feel like Gervonta gets the most criticism. I'm not saying that you can't criticize that fight, but if you're going to criticize that fight, then you should also be more irate that Teofimo fought Steve Claggett. You should be more bothered that Shakur fought Artem Haryunyan. You should be more pissed off that Devin Haney fought Ryan Garcia. So, you know, because Frank Martin was the highest ranked fighter out of all the champions there. Oh, Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Frank Martin was also ranked higher than Rayo Valenzuela, if I'm not mistaken. Let me go look that up. I think at the time. I could be wrong about that one though. No, he was ranked higher. I can't even look it up. Smoochie, y'all gotta help me, man. Y'all gotta help me with this with this internet browser, bro. I don't know what's going on. I don't know I can't even access boxing rankings. This just started happening this morning. Something is blocking my web browser. I wonder if I got to reset my router. Maybe I got to reset my router. Yeah. So I was right. What's the name? He was ranked higher than Jose Valenzuela. So every out of all the champions that fought recently, on paper, Tank fought the best one. Now, if you want to say in actuality, whatever it is, it might be a different story. But on paper, Tank fought the highest ranked opponent. You got a firewall? Nah. Unless it just recently downloaded. This man took. I don't know. That's crazy. I'll figure it out though. I appreciate it. I just thought maybe something you knew off the top of your head. I'll look into it. I just didn't have time to do it because it happened last night. I noticed it at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Then I fell asleep. Yeah, I woke up at 6:30 this morning. Sheesh. I literally fell asleep at like 2 o'clock. I think 2 or 3 in the morning. I don't sleep. I gotta get more sleep. But yeah, I noticed it, and then when I went to make my thumbnail today, I noticed it again. So then I just used my other Internet Explorer browser, and now my Internet Explorer is doing it too. So I don't know either, but I'll look into it though. But yeah, so like, yeah. So there's no consistency, man. It's like if you like somebody, you're gonna be okay with what they do, and if you don't like them, you're not gonna be okay. I think that there's a lot of things. There's a lot of inconsistencies when it comes to boxing fans, but like I say, I'm sure I do it too, you know. And please let me know when I'm doing it. But I try to be fair, man. I feel like I do a very good job of being fair, and I think that's. I feel like we would grow more if I was more biased. I feel like that's like the blueprint to grow, right? You like a fighter, and then you just be ridiculously in love with them. Like you talk about how they brush their hair, you look at who they dating, you justify everything they do like they're infallible and perfect, you know. And that's like the blueprint to grow. So I gotta maybe I'll just be an irrational, emotional, groupie fanboy / fangirl type stuff for Liam Power or Gervonta or Canelo or somebody, I don't know, Esau Pitbull Cruz or Shakur or something like that. Maybe we'll skyrocket. Cause I be seeing people say some crazy stuff, man. I'd be like, what? How did you get there? Like somebody yesterday was trying to argue that Teofimo Lopez's record is comparable to Terrence Crawford's. I said, what? Like, I just wanted to tell him to
Shut up, bitch! Oh my God!
Like, how could you even make that proposal? Like, where does your mind have to be to even think that that's remotely true? Teofimo is accomplished. Yes, he's a very accomplished fighter. But to say somebody who was never undisputed has a comparable resume to somebody who's been undisputed twice. So there is a difference between record and resume, right? Your record just shows your wins and loss. But when you say resume, that encompasses your accomplishments. It encompasses your caliber of opponents. It encompasses how you won. It encompasses how dominant you were while you were winning. It encompasses the divisions that you've been through. You know what I'm saying? Like the accolades, like undisputed or 2-division champion. Like, so how can you compare Teofimo with Terrence Bud Crawford? Like I said, they are both, if you want to put the benchmark of them both being accomplished, yes, they're both accomplished. But Teofimo claims to be undisputed, but he was never undisputed. He said he's undisputed because he beat Josh Taylor, who was undisputed the fight before he fought him. That's like saying if Usyk beats Tyson Fury, he's undisputed again. No, he's not undisputed again because he was stripped. That's just how the rules go. You don't have to agree with it, but that's what it is. If Tyson Fury beats Usyk, who just won undisputed, Tyson Fury is not undisputed. It doesn't matter what he used to be. It matters what he is. He's not undisputed. So Teofimo was never undisputed. Josh Taylor was undisputed before he fought Teofimo. And Teofimo tried to say he's undisputed because of that. No, I used to give him that benefit of the doubt. You know what's crazy? Before I hopped in the boxing content creator space, I used to be like, man, Teofimo, I count him as undisputed. But then I see the people just going so ridiculously hard. I'm like, hold on, bruh. Maybe I'm tripping for giving them that benefit of the doubt because I see how ridiculous people are. Like, they just make up lies. And I was like, I was okay with him saying that. But now once I got into it and I see all the ridiculousness, I'm like, no, you got to call it for what it is. He was not undisputed because Josh Taylor was not undisputed when he beat him. You know, so if Edgar Berlanga beats Canelo, he's not undisputed. If Canelo beats Edgar Berlanga, he did not defend his undisputed because he's no longer undisputed. That's how it works. He's no longer the top. Why? Because he didn't fight William Skull. And by the rules, if you don't find your mandatory and you get stripped, you're not undisputed because hypothetically you could have lost to William Skull, who was a mandatory. So if you want to, nobody considers Canelo and nobody should consider him ducking William Skull. But if you want to go by the definition, he avoided William Skull. William Skull he didn't get step-aside money because he got stripped, right? He could have got step-aside money. But anytime you give somebody step-aside money or anytime you don't fight your mandatory, then that's technically a duck. But I'm glad he didn't fight William Skull because I'd rather see Canelo versus Berlanga than Canelo versus William Skull because we don't know him. But by definition, he's not fighting his mandatory. So, you know, if you want to look at it that way, then he kind of ducked him. But I don't consider that a duck either because I don't think he didn't fight him because he's scared. He just didn't fight him because that didn't make much sense as far as monetization goes and the ability to generate revenue. So, but also too, I want to talk about this too, man. Big Turk, right? They're saying Turki Alalshikh lost $10 million in the Bud versus Madrimov card. What do y'all think about that? Like, before I go, I want to know what do y'all think about them saying that Terrence Crawford can't make money and he's not a star. That's indicative of Terrence Crawford not making money, and Turki Alalshikh, he's not making a profit and all this other stuff, man. They said he lost $10 million. What's y'all opinion on that? What's the thoughts on that? Overall thoughts? I've seen a lot of people tearing down Terrence Crawford because of that, saying Turki Alalshikh isn't making money and it's not sustainable because of that. And people are saying a lot of stuff, man. I have an opinion and I will share. Rejoice in the Lord. Again, I will say rejoice. Amen. Let us come into his presence with thanksgiving. Amen. All right, my bad. All right, my bad. I had to respond to this. So, with that being said about Terrence Crawford losing money, I feel like maybe I give people the benefit of the doubt too much, but Turki Alalshikh, I can't remember his exact position in Saudi Arabia, but he's like the head of entertainment or something like that, right? The entertainment division or sector, whatever you want to call it. So, I think my question for people saying that is like, I know some people are concerned about the economics of boxing, who makes what. Like I said, I'm aware of it because I pay attention so much, but I don't really like it because I think it's always with malicious intent, nefarious intent. I feel like people always say how much a fighter made, not to big him up, but to make a comparison with another fighter that they know made more to kind of tear him down. So like Terrence Crawford, I think people are concerned with how much he made or didn't make because they're saying, oh, he's not a star like Canelo. He's not a star like Tank. He's not a star like Anthony Joshua. Not a star like whoever, Fury or whoever. So I don't never think it's a good thing. It's never to big somebody up. It's always to tear somebody down. So that's why I don't really care about the numbers. But with this one, they're saying Turki lost $10 million. The reason why I say who cares is because if you're a boxing purist and you're a pugilist enthusiast, then you love that card. That card wasn't for casuals. Like, you know what I'm saying? There wasn't too many mainstays or mainstream attractions on that card. But if you're a boxing fan, then you appreciated that card. And more importantly, though, I feel like Turki Alalshikh, whether he's losing money, it's not of no consequence, but it's of little consequence because when you're going for a business venture, right? And you're a businessman, they have such thing called a budget, right? everybody should have a budget. You know, whether you're just living by yourself or with your family, your husband or your wife, or you know what I'm saying, you have a budget like for gas, for groceries, for vacations, bills. So my point is that these guys are billionaires, trillionaires, whatever. I'm sure that he anticipated to lose money in a real business venture. You never gain money unless you're already established and then you're going like stocks or something like that. But most of the time when you're building something or you're going for a new endeavor or a business venture, you're going to lose money at the beginning. So if I know that, and I'm not even a businessman to that caliber, or even close to that, I think that they know that too, and they accounted for that and anticipated that. You know, when they went to a place like Los Angeles, people are saying, oh, they should have picked another location. I would give them the benefit of the doubt and say that they're smart enough and competent enough to do that by design. I don't think it was an accident, like they just whimsically picked LA. No, I think they did it because of the stuff to do around the event that they're building, to also establish another place. Like you know, as we can see, Turki Alalshikh is a prideful dude. Like he's calling himself the face of boxing. I think he's showing that, hey, I don't need Vegas to make a great card. I don't need Jake Paul or Canelo or anybody else that's a casual mainstream attraction to make a big card. You know, I could do it with how I want to do it with Terrence Crawford, who I designated as the ambassador for all my endeavors. Oh, by the way, he's a person that people say doesn't sell. So it's not like he went and made an ambassador Jake Paul, who's like a casual boxing fan sensation, or he went and grabbed Canelo, who's a face of boxing already established, and made them the ambassador. He made Terrence Crawford, the guy that they repeatedly and habitually say doesn't sell, he's not marketable. He picked him as the ambassador. He's the one that he made the headliner for his first event in the United States for Riyadh season. He's the one that did. He made him that. So I think that they took all this stuff into account, and they're trying to still be successful despite having this odds stacked against him. Because I think he's showing that his dominance. Like, he doesn't need to go the traditional route. He doesn't have to appease these different promoters like Oscar or Al Heyman or Eddie Hearn or Frank Warren or Bob Arum. He could do things his way and make them fall in line and make them all work together for the betterment of boxing. So I think when people say that, oh, he lost $10 million, bro, these are millionaires, man. Even if Turki Alalshikh himself isn't capable of making a good business decision, please believe he has advisors. Even when he talked about not fighting Canelo, not seeking or pursuing Canelo anymore, what did he say in his message? He said, I consulted with my team. He didn't say I made the decision alone. He said, I spoke with my team and we are no longer interested in making the Canelo fight. So that lets you know right there, bro, you got to be observant and be objective at some point to absorb all the information. That doesn't mean that you won't miss things. I miss things too, but to assume that businessmen of this caliber don't know what they're doing, and you're common ass on Twitter that works at Walmart or works in a dental office and you're not the dentist, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with having a job, whatever you do, but if you're not making as much as them or doing things as big as them, then I think that you should give people respect of at least knowing what they're doing or giving them the benefit of the doubt until they fail. You know, so him losing $10 million, that might be a lot to me, of course. That might be a lot to you, but to him, he's probably like, man, you know, I anticipate. He probably thought he was gonna lose $100 million. If he only lost 10, that might be a win for him. You know what I'm saying? So nobody wants to lose money. No one goes into a venture with the intent to lose money, but at the same time, nobody should go into a venture thinking that they're gonna be fruitful immediately either, because then those expectations lead a lot of people to quit. You know, so a lot of people that critique these people that are doing phenomenal things, like Canelo, like Big Turki Alalshikh, because he's doing a phenomenal thing, bringing us the first undisputed heavyweight champion in a quarter century, 25 years, getting us the first 5v5. He pioneered that between two rival promoters in Matchroom and Queensberry, Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren, respectively, getting all these people from PBC Matchroom on the same card, you know what I'm saying, and headlining an event in LA like he just did, getting a light heavyweight undisputed with Beterbiev and Bivol, that's like almost a decade in the making, 8 years in the making. He's making that happen, and it would have happened if Beterbiev didn't sustain a torn meniscus, you know, or hurt his knee. So we got to give credit where credit is due. We got to expect that they probably know that they're not going to make money. I mean, hell, look at me. I have my PhD in engineering. I'm doing content creation. I didn't go in here thinking that I'm going to make as much money as I could make being a professor at XY University, like I was recruited for. I don't think that I was going to come in here and make as much money immediately as I could being an engineer for Boeing or Lockheed Martin or Department of Defense or DoD or Air Force Research Laboratory, AFRL. Like, that would be stupid of me to think that I'm going to make as much money talking about boxing on YouTube as I would being an engineer, a project managing engineer at NASA. Why would I think that? You know what I'm saying? So you got to look ahead. So of course I've been losing money if you want to look at it like that. So the people that, there's a saying, right? People that are scared to fail never succeed. You see what I'm saying? So him failing, you could watch and point at everybody's failures, but that lets me know, and it makes it evidence. You're telling on yourself that you never succeeded, or you never even had aspirations to accomplish anything, because everybody knows that you're going to fail in order to succeed. In fact, failing can be argued is the most pivotal part to success. Like I said, I have my PhD in engineering. No one's gonna say, "Oh man," they just see that, "Oh, you really have your PhD? You're really a doctor?" I'd be like, "Yeah." They'd be like, "Man, that's so dope, man." They're gonna congratulate me, right? But no one's gonna see the struggles. Nobody is gonna know unless I disclose it. No one's gonna know that I slept in the freaking building, you know what I'm saying, studying for a test for 24 hours and then going to take the test, waking up, and not even brushing my teeth, going in there and taking the test. No one's going to see that. No one's going to know that how many tests I failed. No one's going to know how many classes I failed. I didn't fail that many. I'm just speaking hypothetically here. Don't get it twisted. I do my thing. You know what I'm talking about? So like, scholarships and fellowships, you better put respect on my name. But my point is that no one's going to see the struggles or the failures. No, even with this content creation, y'all don't see how many hours I put into making these videos or editing these videos or creating these thumbnails or thinking of these topics or researching these topics and knowing who has these belts and all this other stuff. No one knows that. You just see the finished product. You know what I'm saying? Like even with Smoochie and Clone, my boy Clone in the building, Boxer Talk up north. Y'all are in here. We have 6 people in here, 5 people in here. No one sees. When we get 500 people in here, everybody's gonna be like, "Oh man, this guy, he just has it." Like when you go look at a streamer, like a big streamer like Showbiz or the Boxing Voice, they have 1,000 people in their streams. Everybody's like, "Man, they're so lucky." If you really, it's really disrespectful if you really think about it. They just assume, "Oh, they're lucky," or they just have the juice. Or no, there was a time when they probably had 2 people in their stream too. There was a time when they probably had 5 people in their stream too, and you build up to that, but nobody sees that, right? They just see the success. So my point with Turki Alalshikh on a whole nother level than me or somebody else like that. But they're pointing out the failures now. But please believe, for everybody that succeeded, people pointed and laughed at their failures too. When Michael Jordan failed and he got cut off his high school basketball team, that's probably the reason why he became the GOAT. Because people probably laughed at him and pointed and said, "Hey man, you can't even make the high school basketball team, and ain't no way you on my team." They probably picked him last at the playground. You know what I'm saying? His brother was busting his ass. You know, now he's the GOAT. Now he's busting everybody. Everybody just remembers the last clutch shot to beat the Utah Jazz. You know what I'm saying? Everybody remembers the 6 championships. All the but and that's what people say. They don't bring up the failures because no one sees that. You know, so but now everybody's pointing because all eyes are on Turki Alalshikh. But watch, let's fast forward a couple years. If Turki stays with it, when he's making $100 million in profit, no one's going to say nothing about that. No one's going to, and they're definitely not going to mention him losing $10 million in his first ever trip to the USA for his card. So it's just crazy. My boy Clone in the building. You're just going to keep making these titles just raw like that. What's my title, bro? What is my title? What's my title's crazy? Bro, what's my title, bro? My bad, I'm talking trash to somebody in my comments. Conor McGregor calls out Canelo. Turkey losing money. What's my title, bro? What's sus about my title, bro? You put the no Diddy, you know. just to make sure I'm covering my bases.
Everyone knows you as a problem solver, and you know who to call to help keep.
Bro, I don't get. Okay, so it's messing up, but please don't forget to like the video. Like the video as well. No, it's messing up, clone. It's not supposed to be Turkey Unleashed. That's supposed to be my one from yesterday. I don't know what's going on with the internet, bro. It's tripping because on my screen here, I'm gonna show you. This should be my thumbnail right here. This should be my thumbnail right here. Conor is my son. So it's showing the same. I don't know what's going on, bro. I don't know if YouTube is messing up. I don't know, bro. Yeah, I think that's why it's tripping because I don't know, man. It's wilding though. What you got going on, sir? I don't know what's going on, bro. I gotta fix this browser. It might be related to the browser tripping too. I don't know, cause yeah, it looks like I'm live with the same thumbnail from yesterday, but that's not the case. So I don't know what's going on, bro. But shoot, I'm gonna go fix that right now. Actually, let me go try to fix that stuff because it's tripping. So. I'm gonna go try to see if I can fix it. But shoot, I appreciate y'all rocking me as always, man. Don't forget to like the video. Like, see, look, see right here. Here, it's showing that it's yesterday, and this is the one that's showing. But then for y'all, it's not showing that. I don't know what's going on, man. Hold on real quick, y'all. I got a phone call. Hello? Hey, Auntie Tana. I'm all right. How are you? Oh, thank you. What time is it? 9:51. I'll take Chick-fil-A if they got breakfast. Yeah, they. Oh, yeah, no, yeah, we won't have time. It'll be 10:30. 10:30. Yes, nah, it's okay. I thought y'all were on the road now. Nah, it's okay. This is okay. No, that's okay. Smoochie said hello, Auntie. Yeah, exactly. My auntie said who? And she said Smoochie. She said hi, Smoochie. Smoochie, she. That's my hope. She talking about can she have some? No. You know what's funny, Auntie? She from Connecticut. That's what I was telling her. I said, yeah. I told her about. I said my aunt have family in Connecticut. Yeah. I don't remember what part she's from. What part are you from again, Smoochie? Yeah, Yeah, she on the screen. There's my aunt that used to live in East Hartford. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, Hartford and Windsor too, right? You used to Ruefield. Yep. I don't know where she is. She taking forever to type. She types slow. Pro box. No. There's no pro box tonight. Cologne said hello too. He said hello. Yeah, I do Panera Bread. I do Panera. Are y'all there now, or can I look and then call you back? No, yes, we're still here. Okay. Okay, I will. Oh, she from Bridgeport, Auntie Tana, Bridgeport. Oh, Bridgeport, that's where your Uncle Michael at. Oh, okay. Yes, that's where your uncle at. Okay. I did live in Bridgeport too, Grandpa. Oh, really? Yes, I live in Bridgeport sometime too. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Okay. I'm gonna have to pull up on Smoochie then. She said, "Hey." All right, Auntie, love you. Bye. Oh man, she said, "I got an uncle. My uncle Michael's up there in Bridgeport. I might go visit him and pull up on Smoochie and drop you on your head top for the one time talking that trash in the comments." To Auntie, I said, "What up, man?" Yeah, she said, "What's up too, clone?" No, there's no pro box tonight, but I can't even look it up. I can't even look it up, Dub, because my browser's tripping, bro. I think the next pro box is dang, Dub, you up early, bro. Seaside. You up kind of early, Dub. What time is it for you? 7:50. Let me see pro box, bro. I think the next one is next week. Bro, it's on my phone. Yeah, I can't tell, bro. Oh no. Yeah, Dub, it's 7 a.m. The next one is actually this Saturday. Luis Lopez is fighting Angelo Leo. I knew Luis Lopez was fighting, but I didn't know it was on. No, this is not pro box. This is boxing scene. I'm at the wrong thing. I'm about to say, I didn't know Luis Lopez fighting on pro box. Yeah. The next one is August 21st, Dub. Yeah, Jarrett Hurd is fighting Rosario, Banana Rosario. Remember the guy? You remember who Rosario is, right? He was the guy that was like convulsing when he fought Jermell Charlo, I believe it was. He was like shaking. I'll be right back, Chad. Let me run this ad real quick. I'll be right back. Let me go check on something real quick. I'll be right back. Yo, it's your boy Doc again. I know you sitting there like, did this Doc just run his own commercial? Yes, I did. In the middle of the street, we run our own ads. That's what we do right here. So when you see other boxing channels implement the same idea, I don't mind people biting us, but dang, at least give us some credit. So those of you that are rocking with me, you're already a part of the best boxing channel on YouTube.
That's a fact, ain't it? Ain't it? All right, then.
You already caught up. Those that don't know, the rest of the world, they just got to catch up, baby. You know, and they eventually will, you know, because we bring y'all unfiltered, unbiased, raw, and educated and funny boxing takes, man, with accurate information. Can they all say the same? Of course they can. So let's get right to it, man. Why do you want to become a member of this channel? Because we already told you we're the best, but it does come along with perks, you know what I'm saying? First off, you can join at the STREETZ gang prospect level. You know, it's only $2.99. I know times is rough right now, but you can still contribute, you know what I'm saying? And what do you get? You get member shout outs like this. Shout out to my boy Kendrick for being the first Street Gang prospect member, you know what I'm saying? And then we go to the next one, STREETZ Gang contender. That's the second tier of membership level, you know, and it comes in at $4.99, and you get all the perks of the previous tier like this. Shout out to my boy Merle the legend, who is our first member at the STREETZ Gang.
No skip ad. Facts. Ain't no skipping that ad. Oh man. Ain't no skipping that ad, brethren. But yeah, so the next pro box is August 21st with Jarrett Hurd. That should be pretty good. So yeah, no, there's no pro box, man. Yeah, Seaside, Connecticut. But yeah, Chad, I'm about to go ahead and call it though, man. I'm gonna go try to fix this internet thing and see why I can't browse right now. I don't know why I have limited browsing ability. So I'm gonna hit y'all back, man. You know, we those of you that's new, and like Smoochie asked today, if I've been changing the schedule. So no, I'm still doing 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday, but I'm gonna do 2 streams a day. Try to get the morning folks too, you know. So we're gonna get on at 8 a.m. I'm trying to do Monday through Friday, but I don't want to commit to that yet, because if I don't have anything to talk about, then I won't get on, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so we're doing Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then we also do 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're gonna do 2 streams a day, and then of course I'm gonna drop videos daily too. He said, I just got here, fool. Yeah, you selling, bro. I've been on since 8 o'clock, bro. Been on for 2 hours, bro. But yeah, I got to see why I can't browse, you know. That's how you know I'm a beast though. I'm gonna pat myself on the back, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you gotta celebrate yourself too a little bit, you know. I don't do enough of that, but you should do so too. But that means I can't even browse right now. I showed y'all. Everything we've been talking about, I've been going off the top of my head. That's crazy, bro. Sometimes I feel like I'm a boxing crackhead. I ain't gonna lie, man. I should have kept boxing, man. Ain't no reason why I know this much about boxing, bro. And shout out to y'all too. That's why I appreciate y'all, Dub, Clone, Smoochie, everybody, Boxing Talk up north, Rambo, everybody came through today, JC, B Dog. Y'all know so much about boxing, man. And it's nice to have a good conversation with those that aren't, you know, ridiculous. You know, and I don't mind people being ridiculous, but it's just some people are just irrational or illogical all the time. It gets like, it just gets annoying. So I love the fact that we actually talk boxing, we actually know boxing, and yeah, it's fun, man. Definitely fun, man. So y'all make it fun for me, man. Hopefully we just got to grow some more, man. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We have 1,550 subscribers. You know, hopefully we get to 1,600 soon. And y'all be easy. Take care. He said, I was in a storm. Oh man, be easy. Oh, that's right. That storm. Yeah, that same storm was on us. Clone. That same storm, man. That storm came through South Carolina, though, and said, nigga, you was a bitch. That storm went by us. It was punking y'all. Cause you in where you at, Clone? You in Carolina, right? You in North Carolina though, right? Yeah, man. That storm slid by us, but that storm came over there and started punking y'all, boy. Pulled up on your doorstep and said, nigga, you was a bitch. And you just took all that. No diddy.
What do you mean by that?
Well, yeah, man, y'all be safe though in that storm for real. You talking about Hurricane Debbie, right? Yeah, it just came through. Yeah, it just passed us too, man. We be getting a lot of rain, but thank God, nothing too consequential. You know what I'm saying? So please be safe out there, man. I got family in South Carolina too, so hopefully they straight. Which I talked to when they straight, but yeah, man. So y'all take care. Be prepared for the 7 p.m. stream, and don't forget to go like those videos too that I dropped. You know what I'm saying? Like, turn up those likes, man. That really helps turn up the get us promoted in the algorithm, and you know, get more exposure, man. We just begin the rain. Yeah, facts. So you be safe out there too. You be safe out there too. Don't be getting all that don't be getting all wet. Don't be getting all rained on, you know what I'm saying? Try to stay dry out. I'm getting off, man.
What?
Yeah, I'm getting off, bro. Y'all be easy, man. Take care, man. Remember, with God, we can do anything. Without God, we're nothing. The doctor's out. Peace.
From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets.
My bad, Swoosh. I had to say, I'm sorry. I ain't. And then when I tried to make it better, it say stay dry. That's not good either to say. So I just stay out the rain, man, and drive safely. God bless.